Okay, today we are going to cover the, I don't know how you pronounce it, the Wagan, Power Dome EX 400 watt jump starter with built-in air compressor. The features on it that appealed to me the most were, first of all, the two 110 ports right here. So you got these two, and you've got a power inverter here. And that's a lot of these things, they skip on the power inverters. And this has got a setting where you can, let's see, I'm doing this backwards. You can go to a 200 power inverter or 400. I don't know if you can hear the fan kicked in there. But what that tells me, or what it should tell you, is that I can run at a lower power intake and not have to be running the 400 at all times. And I think that's a real benefit for me. The other thing we have on the face here is we have the 12 volt, right, that your typical car, aka cigarette lighter adapter for the user. Those of you like me who are old enough to remember. We've got a display over here that you can press the test button on. That's this button right here. Press that, and it will show you approximately how much of a charge it has left. The other features are that you've got your charging port right here. Below that you've got the light indicates it's charging. The light over here, it tells you if you've crossed the streams, as it were. And this switch down here is your flashlight, which is located over here. So, on the front, and I forgot to mention that also underneath the switch over here there is a little fuse. It's right there. That should you blow something, that will take care of that. This thing is not light, but it's not stupidly heavy. I didn't really have much of a problem with it. Hopefully that's working. There's your one of your jumper cables. You got them on either side. That's your red. Just by and wrong switch. There you go. There's your flashlight. It's nothing special, you know. It's but it's a nice little utility thing for when you're doing stuff with this. If you're hooking up jumper cables or whatnot, and you don't have something extra, or you just need something to fill in the space, it's useful. I used it 3 or 4 times, and I have tons of flashlights. I've got headlamps, I've got lights galore. If you see some of my other videos, I have, get the Harbor Freight, the free little blue ones that stick on everything. I have tons of flashlights, and I still found myself using that. Now on the back, we've got some more toys. We've got an air compressor, radio, and USB charging. And that is this little thing right there is your USB charger. There's your tuning knob, on and volume. Below you got your AM FM switch, and you even have an audio aux port. So you get your air compressor. It is 250 psi. So down here you have your air compressor. It's 250 psi. You've got your control right here, and then your hose, and it comes with some adapters in there as well. Are stored neatly in there. You're not going to long reach with that, but it's there and it works. I did, like, you're asking, well, why didn't I use that to inflate my bed? It would have taken forever. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So, the good on this is that you get all this in a very compact, reasonably compact case. This is obviously the latest gen of this model. You'll see Wagan, or however you pronounce their name, OEMs their stuff around to tons of people. So it's everywhere. And there's different versions of this here and there. This is their own brand, and they've really stepped it up from the last gen. Very nice rubberization. I mean, if you're into power tools, it looks like any, typical plastic ruggedized power tool you'll buy today. With the orange, I think it looks just like the rigid lines, which is the Home Depot house brand, but DeWalt or any of that stuff. It's that kind of style. I'm not going to say that it's that kind of durability, but it's. I mean, just by picking it up, it feels pretty good. It feels good and solid. I mean, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'2". It's not like I'm petite or anything, so I can be pretty rough on something. But the build quality is, whereas I say it looks good, like over here there's a little piece of trim that popped out just a second. I just was looking, I'm like, what is that? And I pressed it and it popped back in. It's a little tiny piece of trim. The rubberization part seems great. I came across one of these things as an alternative, looking for a different type of battery pack. I was going camping with my son, and I've recently started using a CPAP machine, and I looked at the batteries for the CPAP machine and they were ridiculous. So I started looking for alternatives. My first thought was, well, I'll just build a battery pack and put it in one of those battery cases you get at Walmart and build something out of it. And then I ran across, in searching for something like that, I ran across some forums with people with other CPAP machines talking about this. Now, you don't have to be looking for a CPAP or a CPAP solution to be interested in one of these. They're called jump starters, and a lot of people do leave them in their car or keep them around for just that. But I'm finding more and more that people are just keeping them as portable battery banks for when they go camping, and also for prepping solutions. And it's part of your carry solution, your car carry solution, or truck carry. The benefit for this over a generator is that there's no fuel, and you can just take it with you. You've got, like for me, just recently took it on our camping trip. We were gone for 2 days, 2 nights, so 2 full nights of the CPAP. Used the flashlight a bit, used the radio a bit, used the AC plug to run a Coleman air pump to inflate a queen-size airbed. So there is a whole slew of companies that make these jump starters, and they're all, everything from Duracell to who are some of the other ones? Harbor Freight makes one, or OEM's one, I should say. I had a list up here over on the other side, just to take a look at some of the things. Schumacher, Black & Decker, Stanley, T-Power Rally. These are all, there are some good names in there. And some good reviews on a lot of these. How I ended up with this one is, I do my cost-benefit analysis. It's more like need, risk, cost, benefit, and to determine what is going to be the best solution for me. I have, as my vehicles, I've got 4 vehicles, everything from a small hatchback to a sedan, a minivan, up to a suburban size truck. I have a Yukon XL, and I'll be honest, I'm not even sure this would jumpstart the Yukon. As a alternative for that, I have a chemical pack that you pull. It's a little block. It's like this big, and you pull a ripcord on it. It starts a chemical process that generates electricity. You hook it up to the car battery, and 15 minutes later, you can jumpstart your car. It's a one-shot deal, but I mean, that's what an emergency kind of thing like that's for. This is more for me as a utility kind of thing that I can use. In fact, I don't care about the jumper cable capability. I know some of you will. For me, that's not an issue. I have standard jumper cables in my car. I can jump from one car to another. There's other things I can do.